Even now, I have a very bullish outlook on Bitcoin. I believe that it is still conceivable for Bitcoin to reach 200,000 and, in the longer run, a million. This is something that I believe will happen between now and the end of the year. As a result of Wall Street's and artificial intelligence's efforts to build on the blockchain, I believe that Ethereum has a greater potential for growth. This is the reason why we believe that it will be the most significant macro trade over the next 10 to 15 years. Between now and the end of the year, I believe Ethereum will have a twofold increase from where it is currently trading. On the upside, I believe Ethereum has more than 2 times the potential. For a much extended period of time, however, we did some work from Mosaics and included it in the BitMine presentation. And if we take a 5-year view on Ethereum, we see that the price of 1 ETH is almost $60,000. Tom Lee is one of the few individuals who has demonstrated a greater level of expertise in the realm of investing in crypto assets and technology companies. And that's precisely why I am showing you guys this crucial video today, because if Tom Lee is correct about Bitcoin eventually reaching $1 million per coin and Ethereum going to $60,000 per coin, the potential for XRP will also be in the hundreds to 1,000s of dollars per coin. And I do think that is something that a lot of you guys would probably benefit from quite a lot. And with that being said, Tom Lee does share a ton of important insights on how that will happen, how Bitcoin will potentially go to 200,000 before the end of this year. And what that will mean for XRP is what I'm going to be breaking down for you guys once he breaks apart all the macroeconomics from that. Given that Tom Lee does not have the time to concentrate on each and every cryptocurrency, despite the fact that he is investing in a large number of various cryptocurrencies, this is the reason. In the interviews that he has conducted, all that is required of him is to provide answers to particular queries, and at the moment, everyone is concentrating on Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, this does not imply that you should devote your attention to the same things that everyone else is concentrating on, because it is not in the place where everyone is accumulating their wealth right now, in this very instant, or concentrating on right now, in this very moment, that the real money is made. It is created by getting ahead of the curve before they start doing it to the next asset class. And I am of the firm belief that XRP is the asset class that will be affected by this. XRP has already outperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum on multiple occasions, and I feel that the bull run that XRP is currently experiencing is just getting started just now. Take a seat, get ready, and pay close attention, because this information has the potential to completely transform your life. Now let's begin watching the video. Is either a Charles Schwab account or a Robinhood account, and they have the ability to purchase a stock that owns a crypto token in the treasury of that particular company. To put it another way, MicroSaylor is an outstanding example. Consider the fact that when you purchase MicroStrategy, you are, in essence, purchasing Bitcoin. This is due to the fact that they are utilizing all of their spare liquidity to purchase Bitcoin. When I can purchase an exchange-traded fund, ETF, many people will ask me, Tom, why do we even need to own MicroStrategy? All right. In response, the answer is that it really boils down to 2 straightforward aspects. The first place goes to the world of institutional equity. It is highly improbable that a fund manager will purchase a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF when they are attempting to outperform or find alpha. Therefore, the only way for them to gain exposure to Bitcoin is to purchase infrastructure businesses that are, although I believe or possibly believe that they are second to BlackRock, they have recently become larger. However, the second reason is that a properly managed cryptocurrency treasury will increase your holdings of the cryptocurrency at a faster rate than an exchange-traded fund, ETF. This is due to the fact that an ETF does not, by its very nature, increase your token holdings. It is referred to as levered Bitcoin by MicroStrategy. On the other hand, I will demonstrate how their mathematical calculations were carried out. In August of 2020, when they first began their cryptocurrency treasury, MicroStrategy had $1 worth of Bitcoin in its possession. At the time, the price of a share of stock was $13. To put that into perspective, by the time you reached July 2027, which is around 5 years later, in 2025, they had $227 worth of Bitcoin held per share. They increased it by a number of hundreds, multiples, as you may say. In the period of time between August 2020 and July, let's say 5 years later, the price of Bitcoin increased from 11,000 to 118,000, which is equivalent to a return of 11 times. The stock of MicroStrategy increased by more than 30 times, going from $13 to approximately $400. Only 11 times was the growth in the price of Bitcoin able to explain the situation, which indicates that their treasury strategy, which was carried out in the appropriate manner, had an implicit advantage of 20 times on the stock price. Therefore, a cryptocurrency treasury that is efficiently managed is going to be a stock that performs very well. In point of fact, Michael Saylor has just published a chart, and that chart reveals that from the year 2020, he has outperformed each and every stock of the Mag 7. His performance during that period of time even surpassed that of NVIDIA. With Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the rest of the market in mind, what do you think the future holds for cryptocurrency in the next 6 to 12 months? Even now, I have a very bullish outlook on Bitcoin. Between now and the end of the year, I believe that it is still conceivable for Bitcoin to reach at least 200,000, and in the longer run, I believe that it might reach 1 million. Due to the fact that Wall Street is also developing on the blockchain and artificial intelligence, we believe that Ethereum has more potential upside than other cryptocurrencies. This is the reason why we believe that it will be the largest macro trade over the next 10 to 15 years. You are essentially dealing with two different cohorts, and they are probably coming to the conclusion that it is really additive. It is important to keep in mind that the financial system accounts for half of the economy, and that the stock market now values financials at a lower level than technology. On the other hand, I believe that the financials can be re-rated in that world. Ethereum, on the other hand, is more the recipient of the network value. From this point forward, I believe Ethereum will have a twofold increase in value, so let's say that Bitcoin will have a twofold increase. On the upside, I believe Ethereum has more than 2 times the potential. In the longer term, however, we did some work from Mosaics and included it in the presentation that we gave at BitMine. And if we take a look at Ethereum from a 5-year perspective, we can see that it may reach approximately $60,000 annually. Therefore, there is a great deal of potential for growth over the next 5 years. If there was a 50-50 possibility that Ethereum could turn, I wouldn't be surprised. You are absolutely correct. I believe that there is a possibility that the value of Ethereum's network might surpass that of Bitcoin by at least 50%, RWAs, both of which are not receiving sufficient credit and are not receiving sufficient discussion. Isn't that how we get to the Web3 ecosystem, which is somewhere between 120? It's not that it's a targeted issue, but it's necessary to make sure that we are not creating bigger wealth inequality. And I believe that cryptocurrency is the reverse of that. I believe that the fact that anyone can purchase cryptocurrency is the reason why it is, to me, it is actually a great democratizing method of actually creating wealth. Yes, in a nutshell, what we are essentially hoping for is a reduction in interest rates for the month of September, which is, of course, right around the corner here. When that occurs, Tom Lee is basically stating that if we get that possibly one more rate cut in October, which is the end of the year, we may potentially be looking at a double increase for Bitcoin, greater than a twofold increase for Ethereum, and we have all witnessed what XRP can do when Bitcoin's price doubled for the last time. To put it another way, it literally increased by 5 to 6 times in the same amount of time. According to Tom Lee, if all goes according to plan, XRP has a potential that is between 5 and 6 times higher than its current price, which would put it somewhere between $15 and $18 per coin. That is something that I am personally very enthusiastic about, and I actively listen to it. Along this journey from the bottom all the way up to the top, I'm going to be trading XRP through my trading indicator, the Crusader signal, which is now available for all of you guys for the very first time in the history of the world. Consequently, I insist that you look into this matter. Please find my website farther down. It offers you fantastic buy and sell signals, and over the course of the past year, it has regularly achieved a win rate of 100% for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. In the event that you adhere to my plan, which will be presented to you once you have received the signal, after taking all of this into consideration, there are 3 distinct plans available: monthly, quarterly, and annual. When you commit to the signal for a longer period of time, you receive a higher discount. In addition, I am looking forward to seeing you all as members of the Crusader Signal Army organization. Additionally, if you are not currently a member of the Discord server, you need sign up for it. In the next paragraphs, you will find links to those, and I will see you all very soon. Yours truly, with a lot of love. Rest in peace.